I'm rolling. Are you rolling audio?
Rolling audio. So this is scene A, take one. Hello, filmmakers! Malachi Ray Rempin here of Keen Bean Studio, and today I'm going to show you how to play the B-Movie expansion for Roll Camera, the filmmaking board game. Now, if you don't already know how to play the base game of Roll Camera, this video might be a bit confusing for you. So first, go watch my How to Play video for Roll Camera at this URL or follow the link in the description of this video. If you are familiar with Roll Camera, then let's set up the B-Movie expansion. Before we start, note that almost all the components in the B-Movie expansion feature this little B icon in one of the corners, so you can easily separate them from the base game components if needed. Now go ahead and set up Roll Camera as you normally would with a few adjustments. First, when choosing or randomly dealing out player boards to each player, you may now also choose from the 6 new player boards. These can be mixed together with the base game boards or not, up to you. Like the base game player boards, it doesn't matter which side of the new boards you use. They are functionally the same. The only core difference between the base game and the expansion player boards is that unlike the base game, the B-Movie player boards each have a different, unique third action here. However, just like the base game, the included player aid cards for each role explain exactly what each action does. These are the new genre tokens. There are 30 in total, 6 each of 5 different types: Western, horror, fantasy, sci-fi, and crime. Gather the tokens into piles of each type and place them next to the storyboard area of the game board. Note, by the way, that this sheet of seemingly random tokens is just for dressing up your scenes and have no actual gameplay function. Now take the 25 scene cards that come with the base game and shuffle them into the deck of 75 new expansion scene cards. You'll now have a mighty stack of 100 total scene cards. From this stack, draw 25 at random and put all the rest back in the box. Place these chosen scene cards on the top storyboard slot here, and as in the base game, draw 2 cards to fill the 2 storyboard slots beneath it. However, if any of these 3 scene cards at setup feature this any genre icon, shuffle them back into the deck and draw a new one. We don't want those out at setup. If any of the face-up scene cards have one or more of these genre icons here, take the matching tokens from the supply and place them directly on the card. As for the new problem and idea cards, just shuffle them straight into the base game's problem and idea card decks. As in the base game, place those decks in their spots and deal 3 idea cards to each player. The B-Movie expansion comes with 3 types of script card. You'll get some new top and bottom scripts, as well as these new middle script cards. Shuffle the new top and bottom scripts in with the base game ones, then draw 5 of each to place on the board just as you would when setting up the base game. Then, shuffle the deck of middle script cards, draw 5, and place them face up in between the top and bottom script decks in the script area of the board. Place any remaining script cards back in the box. These are the 2 new main board action tiles. Place them wherever there is some empty space for them on the main board, such as here and here. Note that the B-Movie expansion also comes with this sheet of stickers for both of these tiles, as well as a sticker for a triple script area. If you'd like, you can apply these stickers to the main game board instead of using the tiles, but of course that will be a permanent change to your board. For this tutorial, I'm going to stick with the tiles. These are the new equipment cards. Shuffle them up, then randomly select 3 and place them face up near the game board. Return the remaining equipment cards to the box. And finally, note that the B-Movie expansion comes with 5 new production company cards. As with the base game, these offer new challenges and rules variants for you to try out if you're feeling adventurous. You're free to pick one now if you'd like, but for this tutorial, I'm going to leave all the production company cards in the box. Other than that, setup is exactly the same as with the base game of Roll Camera. Give the starting player the dials and the dice, and let's learn how the B-Movie expansion works, starting with these new middle script cards. The middle script cards, of course, add a humorous, genre-specific addition to your film's title, but they are also very important because unlike the top and bottom script cards, the middle script cards feature a new hard win condition. That means that now, In addition to completing your film on time, under budget, and outside that red zone of mediocre quality, you must also fulfill the middle script's genre requirement in order to win the game. If not, you lose. You lose. Middle script cards feature one or more of the 5 genre icons. For each of these genre icons present on the script, there must be a matching token in the editing room at the end of the game. Here, for example, we have 3 fantasy and 3 Western icons. In the editing room, we also have 1, 2, 3 fantasy tokens and 1, 2, 3 Western tokens on the scene cards, so we currently satisfy the win condition. You can have more than the required number, like here we have a scene with 2 additional tokens, and that doesn't help or hurt either way. But at the end of the game, you must have at least the genre icons listed on the middle script. Most of the middle script cards look like this, but some of them have this symbol, which just means that you cannot have any genre tokens of that specific type in the editing room at the end of the game. Just like the top and bottom halves, the middle half of the script can also be changed out by ideas, problems, or some of the player board actions. Yes, technically this is a third, not a half, but for gameplay purposes, anytime you see a reference to the script or to a script half, apply that to all 3 of the script decks. For example, the Star's new sides player board action lets you choose a script half to change out. When taking that action, you can now choose any of the 3 to change. This problem card requires you to reshuffle both script halves at the end of each round. In this case, you would now reshuffle all 3. Now let's take a closer look at the new genre tokens. As I said, these are the 5 types of genre tokens for the 5 genres featured in the B-Movie expansion. These 5 specific symbols will appear on many new scene cards and, as you know, on the middle script cards. This symbol you will find on several components in this expansion and is a generic icon, which refers to any or all of the 5 genre tokens. Anytime a new scene card appears in the storyboard, check to see if it has one of these starting genre icons, which looks sort of like a sketch version of that genre token. If it does, immediately take the matching token or tokens from the supply and put them on the card. This scene card, for example, has icons for the Western and crime genres, so I'll put those 2 tokens on there. If this any genre symbol appears on the card, then you get to pick any available genre token from the supply to put on the card. Note that this is the last time that you need to pay attention to these starting genre symbols. They are only there to indicate which tokens should start on that card when it first comes into play, and they don't matter after that point. A very important rule is that you can only ever have a maximum of 2 genre tokens on a scene card at any given time. If a scene card already has 2 genre tokens on it and some effect from the game would add another, don't. Just ignore that effect, or that part of the effect. Also, genre tokens are limited, so if ever a supply is empty, then you can't add that genre token to a card, even if the card has that starting genre icon. When moving a scene card, also move any genre tokens along with it. That includes when shooting a scene. Flip the scene card over as you would normally, and then put any genre tokens that were on the storyboard side onto the cinema side. If a scene card is ever discarded, return any genre tokens that were on it back to its supply. Note that you can't just remove genre tokens from scenes whenever you like, they have to be removed by a game effect. All right, now let's take a look at the new board actions. There are 2 new board actions available to you on these 2 tiles. The first is the wipe storyboard action. When taken, it discards all 3 scene cards in the storyboard. Place the discarded scenes at the bottom of the scene card deck. Remember that any genre tokens on discarded scene cards are returned to the supply. You must be able to discard all 3 scenes to take this action. So, for example, you would not be able to take the wipe storyboard action if there was a block token on one of them. The swap genre add genre action offers you a choice. You can either pay $1 to exchange a genre token on a card in the storyboard with another of your choice from the supply, or you can add a new genre token of your choice to a card in the storyboard, keeping in mind the limit of 2 genre tokens per scene. While we're talking about scene cards, there are a few other new things you might find on them. You'll recall that many of the base game scene cards feature a quality bonus of either 1 or 2 quality, which is gained after they are shot. The B-Movie expansion comes with more scene cards like that, and it also comes with scene cards featuring new $1 or $2 bonuses. Exactly like the quality bonuses, these budget bonuses are gained immediately after the scene card enters the editing room. Keep in mind, however, that you do first have to pay the scene's cost to shoot it, and then gain any bonus it might offer. You'll also notice that some of the new scene cards have 2 of the 5 colors. This is indicated by multiple tone icons on both sides, as well as multi-shaded artwork. Cards with multiple colors can count as either one at any point during the game. However, at the end of the game, players must choose one of the 2. This is important when tallying up any quality bonuses awarded by the script top and bottom halves, as well as some production company cards that refer to scene colors in the endgame. The last new thing in the B-Movie expansion are these purple equipment cards. Equipment cards offer powerful one-time use actions, and you'll start with 3 face up at setup. Treat them like any other available dice action space in the game. On your turn, you may assign the appropriate dice to them and take that action. However, when removing or clearing dice off a used equipment card, immediately flip that card face down. Face down equipment cards are unavailable for the rest of the game. If you complete your film on time, under budget, outside the quality red zone, and following the genre requirement of the middle script card, then you win. And that's how you play the B-Movie expansion for Roll Camera, the filmmaking board game. If you have any questions, just leave a comment. You can also find me and other Roll Camera fans in the Keen Bean Studio Discord channel, where I would love to meet you. Cut.
You want to one more time? Is this all right?
One more time?
Yeah, because you kind of fluffed up the most important. You said like roll camera really weird.
All right.
Like roll camera.
All right, one more time.